Alright. Early stream. I know. I have things to do later. So, I'm not even gonna, like, put it in chat. I'm just gonna rip through what I have left. I'm not gonna overthink it. Alright. Guess I'll just jump into it, because I just want to get to John's. Only those with notifications deserve to be on my stream. Okay. Gen 9. Finally made it to oh, hi, John. John, it's gonna be a long time before you can send bits. But hello. It's not gonna be like today or tomorrow. That's like when people actually have views. Dude, can I get bits? But it's cool. Appreciate it though. It's the thought that counts. I only have Gen 9 left, and Gen 9, yeah, I know. You have to spend it on other big creators. Go spend it on your favorite creators, like like Kai CNAT or whatever. Alright. Whew. Wow, we're starting strong. Starting Gen 9. Yeah, I know. Gen 9 starts strong because Sprigatito is my absolute favorite starter of all time. It only took 9 gens, but we got my favorite starter. Sprigatito goes right there. And you might be wondering, I mean, I haven't been, and I mean, hello. Who's Evil People? I don't know who Evil People is, but hi. Who's Evil People? Whatever. I'm sure you'll show yourself. I haven't been shy about the fact that I'm a cat person, and Sprigatito is my second favorite cat Pokemon, only behind Luxray. And you might be wondering why Sprigatito is my favorite. I'll show you. Hold on. This is why. This is my cat. We call her Mimi. Say hi. Hello. It's okay, fine. Scarlet and Violet came out the same. Scarlet and Violet came out at the same time that I got her, and we got her in the house. And prior to having a cat and prior to Scarlet and Violet, I was more of a dog person. But you saw her face, right? Yeah, Dave. I forgot. So, Sprigatito, S tier. Not also the anime, just is they make it so cute in the newest anime. Sprigatito, S tier. I don't know if I explained that well enough for my editing sake. I'm gonna take that back. We got her the same around the same time Scarlet and Violet came out, and prior to that, prior to both events, I was more of a dog person. So you saw her face, so you can understand why Sprigatito is up here and why I forever am a cat person now. I'm gonna click it. You done? Oh, hi, Emily. Nice. Alright. Then we got Florigato. I think this line is all good. I stand by this line. I think Florigato isn't peak Pokemon, but they are pseudo peak. I think the Sceptile line is better, the rest of the Sceptile line. But no shame, no shade towards Florigato. And what is this one? Fuck. Look, there's so many Pokemon. A fake fan, I know. Masquerada, that's right. Florigato is like mini Masquerada. Because Masquerada is awesome. I understand why people didn't like how it's bipedal now, but its signature move makes up for that. Makes up for it for me, at least. For that, it's still under Florigato, but it is also a pseudo peak Pokemon right there. Man, I just am drawing a blank. What is this thing's name again? It's not that I don't like it, I don't know why I'm forgetting it. John, help me out here. Fuecoco, that's right. Okay. Fuecoco? I watched a video before Scarlet and Violet released that said that this thing was a horse Pokemon, and it gave a bunch of great reasons why, and I thought it was a great video. But also, look at his smile, bro. You can't go wrong with Fuecoco. He's 100% the best of the line. In the anime, it showcases how funny he walks. I think he walks very silly-like. Fuecoco, awesome Pokemon. No complaints, really. Right there. He is very goofy. And then Crocolore ruins it for me. They dropped the ball on Crocolore. I think Crocolore is not awesome. He can go below Pignite. That's how I really feel. And then Torch Song is a terrorist move. I hate that move. For that, yeah, Torch Song is a terrorist move, and it's not okay. Yeah, I know, Skeledirge. That's right. I also forgot it. That's why I wasn't saying it. Skeledirge has Torch Song. I hate Torch Song. Torch Song is a terrorist move. I know. It's so cool for you. You get to use it. Then we got Quaxly. Quaxly's got some swagger to him. I like his hair swoop. I like how they portray him with some ego. I don't use him anymore. Quaxly's got some swagger to him. I always liked him, and he has funny duck. I think I like him slightly less than Fuecoco though. I think the first stage of Gen 9, the first stages of Gen 9, all great. Where I put Fuecoco? Right there. Okay, he's below Fuecoco. I'll put him right there. Quaxly is food. And then again, Quaxwell ruins it for me. Not as bad as Crocolore, but holy cow. It's bad. There. And then Quaquaval, why they give it the booty? Why is it twerking on me? I don't know. It is Pride Month though. It did just start, so I feel like I can't put it too low, or else I'll be deemed homophobic. Because this is like the Pride Pokemon. This is definitely a Pokemon they would show for like Pride Month posters, you know? I don't really like it though. Actually, when this video comes out, it won't be Pride Month anymore. Quaquaval. Yeah. Quaquaval is not awesome. Le junk. Bro, this dude's silly pig. The memes that came out about him before the game came out were so funny. He's got the one of the best names ever. One of the best names in the game. Oh no, he's more than Cool Beans. What am I saying? I can't get my voice deep enough for it. Lechonk. He's a better pig than Spoink. Fight me. And then Oinkalung, once again, they ruined the line. I guess I'll use the FEMA one because that's the one I grabbed. Oinkalung is bad. And then Tarantula, I love him. He's got a big booty, but I like him. But he's cute about it. He's cute about it. I think Tarantula is awesome, and I think a bit underrated. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you know what? I can probably do... Hold on, I'll fix that. That's a good idea. Bit of a weird format for it, I think, but it should be fine. Alright, send a bunch of messages so I know it worked. Alright, there. Now more recent message will come from top down. Alright, where was I? Tarantula. Tarantula, underrated bug. Not the best bug. Not better than Burmy. Tarantula, underrated bug. Right below Surskit. And then again, I noticed a pattern in Scarlet and Violet. It's just like the small dudes, the little guys, they're awesome. And then they just ruin it. They just ruin it with the evolutions. Like, this thing has a signature move, and that's all it's got going for it. Not okay. My cat, can you hear my cat outside? Playing with her toy? No. And then, again, underrated bug. Nimble is a friend. Nimble has cute little eyes, and he's just a little grasshopper. I don't think I can really separate him from his boy. I think... Hold on. What can I bring down? I can bring down Stack Attack a little bit. Just a little bit. Just so I can keep him with his friend. Yeah. Yeah, I can't separate him from his boy. These guys are all friends. Nimble is so cute. Yeah. I wouldn't dare separate him from his friends. And then the pattern continues. I don't like low kicks. Low kicks is also bad. The pattern continues. Not awesome. Yeah, no, I like Spud Ops more. Yeah. That's fair. That is fair. And then Pommy? Pommy's okay. I'll explain why it's just okay in a second. Game Freak could have stopped at Palmot. Am I wrong? Like, why did they give it a middle evolution? These are all pretty indistinguishable from themselves. Like, if I swapped them really quickly, you could tell. But if I blurred both the images, you can tell me which one is which. I don't even know what this thing's name is. Pommy into Palmo. Yeah. This is Palmo. Palmo is just forgettable. Like, it just didn't really need to exist. It's just a middle evolution that's there to give this Pokemon a middle evolution. But Game Freak could have stopped there. Because Palmot is a cool Mon. They finally gave us a Pikachu clone that's electric fighting. And Palmot gets the honor of being the first Scarlet Violet Pokemon in Wolf Glick tier. In the Wolf Glick effect. Not that high though. And it has Revival Blessing outside of that. It's true. Don't forget to read messages. Thank you. Yeah, just give random Pokemon fan opinions to flood it. I guess on recent Pokemon. Or maybe some compliments. That's also good. Or a couple rigs. Rigged. Yeah, that's also fair. Rigged is a classic. You go looking. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I think you got it, John. All right. And you know, after just complaining about the fact that the Palmy line is more or less the same, then we got Tandem Mouse and Mousehold. Tandem Mouse is all right. It's two cute mice. Definitely okay. But Mousehold takes the cute mice, give it smaller, cuter mice, and is the funniest competitive Pokemon ever made. Population Bomb is one of the funniest moves Game Freak has ever added. I like normal types by nature, and Tandemaus is a peak Pokemon for me. Right there, honestly, yeah. Tandemaus, you're peak. Man, it gets harder to scroll down these. Fido. Oh my god. Fido is the cutest dog. I want to take a bite out of it. And then like, give it little head snuggles. I don't know if that makes sense in my mind. But Fido is great dog. Fido Fido. Where does Fido go? Fido is definitely a friend and is awesome. Fido goes right there with Stelland. Oh, I missed that one. Sorry. I'll get the next one. I'll get you next time there, pal. And then Doxbun. I think this Pokemon finally breaks the chain of the second stage being bad. Only to say that I like Fido more. I think Doxbun is still awesome, but lower on my awesome list here. Man, scrolling is so annoying. Then we got Smoliv. Look at him. He's so cute. Smoliv is... Man, I want to say more about Smoliv, but I can't think of anything more to say than he's just cute. I wouldn't even stomp on him. That's how cute I think he is. Which, I don't know if that makes it worse in my mind, because I think stomping is an emotion. Or punting. You know? I think Smoliv is cute, but not puntable in my mind. He's too small for that. Then we got Dolliv. Dolliv, I actually think is adorable. I think Dolliv is underrated. I think Dolliv is actually ever so slightly better than Smoliv. I feel the same way about Dolliv I do about Hatterene in the Hatterene line. I think Dolliv is very, very cute and a good middle stage evolution. Yeah, I'll put it ever so slightly above. Right there. Yeah, I feel okay about that. And then we got Arboliva. Like, I mean... They didn't even try making a sexy Pokemon this gen. Like... Arboliva is just mid. Then we got the Parrot. Forgettable. Then we got Knackley. The naming scheme is fun, but I can't look at it without seeing a mushroom from Mario. I think this whole line, they were just really running out of ideas, and they're like, oh, salt. I think Knackley is... I feel something because of the name, but that doesn't give too much, but not too much. I couldn't even... Knackle-Stackle? Like, what is this Pokemon? Is it a Pokemon? Like, it's not forgettable. It's just not okay. It's not forgettable because it's so strange of a Pokemon. You know? Like, I will give it some props more than Dottler. These two are like very shape mons. But I like squares more than circles, I guess. And then Garganacl is only relevant because of its signature move. And I think it has a unique ability. Yeah. Garganacl is only relevant because of Salt Cure. I think Salt Cure is a fun move, and it fills a niche in competitive. So I think for Salt Cure alone, Garganacl is cool. Charcadet, he's a little man with something to prove. But I'm gonna be the harsh critic, the harsh teacher, and say that Charcadet is kind of mid. Because, boy does he blossom. These two are awesome. And as I'm blanking on the names, I still think they're awesome. Fuck me. What are their names? Ugh. Armarouge, Cerulege. Thank you. Pokemon database. Cerulege is just a red Mega Man. And I think that's cool. I think I like Armarouge more than I like Cerulege. I think Armarouge goes right there. Armarouge has some play with Expanding Force, and I think Expanding Force teams are cool. Armarouge goes right here. Can you hear? No, you can't hear it. Okay. And then Cerulege, definitely cool. Not for me. I know he's a bit of a edgelord Pokemon. I have no discretion about that. But I think he'll go with Sharpedo. Yeah. I have no discretion about edgelords myself. I understand the community to a degree. Cerulege is still cool. Still cool. And then Tadbulb. Tadbulb is bad. Just lazy design. It's Gen 9, we can see they're starting to run out of ideas. And then I kind of prefer the fake eyes as opposed to the eyes they want us to believe are his real eyes. I think Bellybolt is okay. I think it would be better if I could truly look at these eyes and know they're real. Actually, wait. Wait, this dude is a misinformation spreader. I just realized. Bellybolt is lying to the people. Bellybolt is well, I don't know what to say. Bellybolt is daily. No. Bellybolt is on the daily, tricking people into thinking that these eyes, which are the cuter eyes, are his real eyes. He'll go with Slowbro and Joltik and Lugia in the misinformation corner. Silly bird. Silly bird who's a friend. Silly bird. Yeah, he does lie with his eyes. I don't like it. I don't like it. He goes in the misinformation corner with all those other misinformation spreaders. But this is Silly Bird, who's friend. And then it's Evolution, Kilowattrel, into the Shadow Realm. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I prefer Wattrel. I think he's sillier bird, but I understand the Kilowattrel love. I understand the Kilowattrel love. It's like how I like Talonflame a lot. I understand why people would like Kilowattrel. I prefer Wattrel, as I said. I think Kilowattrel is still cool, but not awesome in my eyes. That's how I feel. I think there's a cool bird for everyone out there, and Kilowattrel, if it's your favorite bird, I support that. I think there's a big Pokemon bird that everyone loves, and yeah. I don't even know this thing's name, and I don't even like it. Bad. This dude, man, imagine, yeah, I kind of hate it too. Imagine evolving just to become an old sickly dog. like this thing's bad, but it's doomed to be an old, sad, sickly dog. Mastodon, I just remembered it. Mastodon is bad, but I will give it some pity points. Just because, you know, I feel for him. Nah, Mastodon, sorry. Mastodon, he's not even forgettable because he's like part of the main story in Scarlet and Violet. Nah, he's not aura farming. He's not. What do you mean? The whole time he's just sitting there being handheld. He's not a mob boss dog. Have you seen him in the game? You haven't even played the games. Play the games and then tell me your opinion on this dude. Because I trust me, it'll change. It'll change. And then Shroodle. Who remembers this Pokemon? This Pokemon is forgettable, but it's also just ugly. This is the first line where the little guy is actually worse than the evolution. Shroodle is, honestly, Shroodle goes into the Shadow Realm. However, even though Shroodle is the bad part of the line, Shroodle's not peak, bro. You're gonna tell me that thing is one of your top mons? That's going at the top of your tier list? Don't lie to me. Yeah. Even though Shroodle is the bad part of the line, I think it finally flips it. The second stage. The second stage is actually the best of the line. But it is also a bit of a trick because this dude, who I'm Grafai, is also little guy. It doesn't go from little guy to like big guy that's ugly. It goes from ugly little guy to little guy. And little guys are cool. I like Grafai. He's a normal type. I have a bias towards normal types. He's not hilarious. Sorry, John. Grafai is cool. Grafai is cool. And then Bramblin and Bramblegast. Like, come on, man. I can really tell. No. No way. Do you think this is a goated line? It is just a tumbleweed with eyes, bro. It's not that funny. I know that's what you're gonna say. It's not that funny. The idea and concept around it is like a soul being trapped in a tumbleweed that can't do anything but go with the wind. Yes, I agree, actually. If they just did Brambleghast, I think it would have been better. But Bramblin is mid. And Brambleghast is funny because he had a short stint in competitive with Wind Rider. So for that, I'll give him okay. But like bottom of okay. More than Knackley though. It's not. I mean, the concept's cool. I'll give it that. So that's why it's not like in a bad tier. It's just forgettable and okay. Compromise. Then we got Peak. Yeah, but like, I think they could have done. I don't know what they could have done to make it better. But I don't know. We got Tentacool. No, Toadscool and Tentacruel. Toadscool. Oh my god. He is one of the silliest mons ever made. He is a pseudo peak Pokemon. Ooh. There's some hard hitters up here that I need to consider who he's up against. I think he falls right under Rowlet. He is very silly, man. He's very silly, man. I love him. He's just above Rowlet in terms of silliness. Look at those legs. Look at those legs. Just the way he runs. He is peak running animation. Peak running animation. Pseudo peak silliness. I love him, but I just can't put him in favorites. I love Toadscool. Don't even get me wrong. He's an awesome mon. He's more than awesome. He's pseudo peak. And then Toadscool is one of the coolest mons Wolf has ever fixed. No one cared about this mon. Game Freak didn't care about this mon. They didn't care about this mon so much. It's like Archeops. This is Archeops too. But thanks to Weezing, it became whole again. Thanks to Weezing and Wolf, he became whole again. And he's one of the coolest Pokemon I've ever seen in competitive. Then we got Cloth. Is he my favorite of like the big guys that you fight? Probably. I'm not too fond of Cloth. What do you think? Yeah. I think he's definitely. I think he's bad Crab. He's worse than Krabby. He's worse than Kingler. He's worse than Corphish. I think he is better than Crawdont. No, Crawdont's cooler. I think Cloth is not awesome. Yeah, kind of a stinker. Oh man, and then Capsakid. Oh, excuse me. Capsakid. Gay baby jail. I'm blanking on the name, even though it has Mega Evolution. Centis. Fuck me. John, help me out here. What's his name? I'll just something. Hold on. Scoville, that's right. Scovillain. I hate how this thing's Mega Evolution is one of the best new ones in Champions, because that means I have to see this thing's face more. Not awesome. Like, they could have done so much cooler with a Grass Fire starter. Or just, not starter, but a Grass Firemon. We've been waiting for that for years. We knew it was going to be a Peppermon. But then we do this. This goes back to my 2-head theory. If you have an even amount of heads, you are a lame Pokemon. And then this is like the absolute mascot for that opinion. Even heads does not make a good Pokemon. I will stand by that theory of mine. And then yeah, Relor though, he's a silly bug. They kind of did good with the early stage bugs in this gen. I will say, you know what? I'll put him with his boys. I don't know if I feel that much about him, but I don't think I can separate him from his boys. Where I put him? There's somewhere in awesome. I won't separate him from his boys. I will in a second. I'll pull up an open tab. Where the fuck are Toronto? Oh, they're there. I won't separate him from his boys. But he's right there. Wait. Wait, he actually deserves awesome. I know you can't really see it, but I can see it. Wait, he actually deserves awesome then. Hold on. Relor, I didn't know your game. Okay. He can sit proudly and awesome with his boys. I have no doubts anymore. And then, like, he figures something out. He finds inner peace to a level that literally allows him to revive people. That's never been done before in Pokemon. I'm blanking on its name. Rabska, I know it. Rabska, Revival Blessing is cool. I think it would be awesome if it was the only Pokemon with Revival Blessing. Palmont ruined it for him. So I think he's second in cool for Revival Blessing, but he'd be awesome if he was the only Pokemon with Revival Blessing. I don't know why Palmont has Revival Blessing. Doesn't really make sense. It makes more sense because this dude literally hits Nirvana. But I don't know. Wolf didn't even use Revival Blessing on his Pawmot, so. And then Flittle is actually my least favorite Pokemon ever made. Okay? Yeah, I know I made the joke earlier. Wait, did I just grab Riverboom? Oops, I'm sorry, Riverboom. What did I have? Oh, it's right below him. I know I made the joke that Gulpin is like my least favorite because Swalot is my favorite. No, Flittle is my least favorite Pokemon. This is the ugliest thing Pokemon has ever made, and Flittle is so ugly that it actually wants me to put Gulpin in the tier it deserves to be, which is Pseudo Peak. The joke's over. Gulpin is awesome. Right there. And then the Lady Gaga bird, I could give it Wolf Glick effect, but I don't think I want to give it that much. I don't want to give it a pedestal like that. I think its ability and signature move brings it up from forgettable to just not okay. Lady Gaga bird is better than electric, and at the end of the day is not okay. Oh man, there's a lot of these that are going in gay baby jail. There's a middle evolution to this line? I didn't even know that. What? I guess forgettable. And then Tinkaton. I like Tinkaton. I used him on an edit to smush Jack's face in, and I think that upped it for me. It's good typing. I understand this is a Pokemon that Game Freak actually saw what they made and toned it down a bit. Its attack stack is god-awful, but its signature move does 150 damage. So I think for Pokemon trying like learning at least a small lesson, I think Tinkaton gets cool. I think Tinkaton is cool. Pokemon learn some sort of lesson, no matter how small, and I think that's a win for the Pokemon community at the end of the day. And then Wiglet. Oh, sorry, I did it again. Wiglet, don't fucking lie to me. Don't tell me this isn't just a different form of Diglett. Same with Wugtrio. Both of these into the misinformation spreaders. Okay? I don't care what you want to tell me. Okay, Pokemon, you're trying to think outside of the box and be like, oh, we made a longer Diglett, but it's not actually a Diglett. It's a Wiglet. It's totally different. Don't fucking do that to me. Into the misinformation corner. Bombardier. Not bad. Ugly bird. Why did they give it a neck flap? I don't like that. And then... Bro. I genuinely could not tell you that anyone has ever thought about this Pokemon because of Palafin's existence. I'm blanking on the name myself, frankly. It's something Finn. I know it starts with a T, I think. Palafin pre-Evo. I know they're gonna be like bullshit being like, oh, it's not actually that. Finizen. Oh, it starts with an F. Does anyone know? I would tell you, I think a majority of people don't know that Finizen and Palafin are different Pokemon. Finizen's not even bad, it's just forgettable. Finizen is just forgettable. And then, I'll just use Palafin. Excuse me. Palafin is my favorite Pokemon, I think, to use in VGC. I know it's not the best, but it has one of my favorite mechanics, and one of my favorite abilities. I always try, no matter what, to fit Palafin on a team, because I like it a lot. I think Palafin, despite its struggles, will still be one of my favorite mons to try and use competitively. I will never stop trying to put Palafin on a team. Pseudo peak Pokemon. And then Varoom and Revavroom. Varoom, I like his eyes. He has kind eyes. Varoom has kind eyes, and it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He's okay. He can go with these guys. They'll keep him. They'll keep him friendly. But Revavroom just pisses me off. I don't like how it gets different types depending on the Team Star fights. I think Team Star is a lame team. I think Revavroom has caused me more agony than good. I think Revavroom goes... he's still up here, though. I think Revavroom goes right there. Excuse me. Cyclizar. I mean... Shedtail is cool, but it's not unique to him. And... I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I guess I feel nothing. I feel nothing towards this Mon. And I think that's fair to say. But Orthworm is the best worm. He's the best worm. He is the silliest, funniest worm with a good ability. He's got silly arms that pop out. He's got a great smile. This dude is a pseudo peak Pokemon. And he finally dethrones Weedle as the best worm. It took literally from start to end for us to find a better worm than Weedle, but we found one. Then, ew, what the fuck? I don't... No. Forgettable. No, this thing has more... I feel nothing. I feel nothing. I feel nothing. Yeah. I feel nothing. Man, why am I blanking on so many of these names? Greavard and then Houndstone. Okay. Greavard does a silly little dance. He's going with the dogs. Greavard does a silly little dance, and he's a cute little puppy. He goes with the dogs. He goes with all the other dogs in cool tier. He's a cool dog who goes with the other cool dogs. Right there. And then, what does this remind me of? This reminds me of, like, why does it have such an underbite? I don't know why. What does this remind me? This reminds me of some, like, cartoon. I can't put my cartoon character with big underbite. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. Wait, is this Butthead or Beavis? Which one is which? I don't even know. I can find out. Okay, this is Beavis. That's what it reminds me of. I knew it reminded me of it. This thing just reminds me of Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. And I think I feel something because of that. But I'm not a big fan of Beavis and Butthead. Bottom of okay. Yeah, that's Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. Flamigo, Wolf Glick Effect. I'm sorry, Wolf, that you got doxxed on this one. It was a cool team. You should have won. You should have won that Nationals. I'm sorry that your team got doxxed. Satotl, definitely a child I wouldn't mind babysitting. I think he'd be okay. I think he'd be a bit rowdy, but still would listen to me. I think Satotl's pretty cool. I think Satotl is fairly cool. And then Satitan, I will also grace with Wolf Glick Effect. I don't think about this Pokemon otherwise, but I know he was on Wolf Glick's first team in Scarlet and Violet. So I'll put him on the bottom of the Wolf Glick Effect. Veluza, forgettable. No, it has a little battery. I am recording, right? Okay. That would have been bad. Dondozo. I think wherever I put Dondozo, I have to put Tatsugiri right next to him. And I really like Tatsugiri. So I think that means I really like Dondozo. And I do like Dondozo. I think they're both pretty awesome. I think they add a unique... I think they're very unique and competitive, and I think they're cool. I think they're really cool, actually. Yeah. I'll use the orange. The orange one is the... Yeah. Tatsugiri will go right above him. There. Perfect. That actually lines up, so you can eat him. Tatsugiri, silly guy. Silly sushi guy. Like, and I didn't expect that from Pokemon. But they did a good job. Order Up is also a funny move. Bro, imagine getting so pissed off that you kill yourself just from the anger alone. That's pretty cool. Also, one of the cooler mons I think I like seeing in competitive. I think, Annihilate. I think Annihilate is actually really sick. And like, I don't feel his anger like I do Toucannon's. I think I can understand his pain a little more, because he literally died over it. Maybe I can't understand his pain. Annihilate is cool. Then we got Clodsire. I mean, he's just as happy as Wooper and Clodsire, but he can't give a hug like Clodsire. Sorry. Like Quagsire. Sorry, hold on, let me take that again. Let me take that from the top. He's just as happy as Wooper and Quagsire, but unlike both those, he's not Wooper, and he can't give me a hug as easily. So this dude's still awesome, but he's not peak or pseudo peak. He's right there. Girafarig, wolf click effect. I know Wolf just, it's not like that he's even like a really cool mon, or like, well no, he is a cool mon. I think this brought a new life to Girafarig that it really needed. Yeah. And then Wolf just, you know, not necessarily the coolest of strategies with this mon, but like, he's still a cool mon in the meta, and I think Wolf did a great job, has done a great job showcasing his talents. You know how Game Freak was considering making a flying type evolution, but they scrapped it last minute because they it looked too much like a fan art, so they couldn't, so they just didn't want to use it for some reason. I want to think that this dude is Game Freak learning from that lesson, because, you know, fuck, why am I, fuck, no, this is one of my favorite mons ever. Oh, spoiler, sorry. Dunsparce, yeah, that's right. Because Dunsparce had theorized, because Dunsparce is such a nothing mon, and for years people have been making fan art after fan art, just hoping that Pokemon will give it one of the coolest hoping that Game Freak will give it one of the coolest evolutions ever made, because it has so much potential. Then they threw that all out the window. They said, screw your fan art, I'm gonna make the dumbest possible evolution for this Pokemon. And I absolutely love that. It's the first time I've ever seen Pokemon troll, and I'm all for it. The Dunsparce, not only does he have a cool, unique move, he's just one of the funniest Pokemon in concept. The Dunsparce is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, just to put respect on Game Freak for a bit of a troll. Do we deserve a troll as a Pokemon community? No. But I'm still here for it. The Dunsparce is like up here, bro. I think I'll put it right there. I'll separate the ice types. Alright, King Gambit. Okay, I think they helped the Bisharp line with this one. King Gambit is pretty freaking sick. And he's not like horribly like abrasive in competitive play. I think he's definitely a sign of power creep, but not the sign of power creep. I think he's just a cool evolution at the end of the day. That's mostly how I see King Gambit. Then we got this dude. I hate how he aggroes on me anytime I just walk past him in the desert. I never liked him. I'll put him next to Toucannon. So they can sort their anger issues out. And then I'm just gonna quickly grab this one. This one's ugly. This one's bad. I hate this one. But back to back, we got two Pokemon going into the Wolf Glick effect. Like, Pokemon finally gave us Pokemon finally gave Wolf Pokemon that are actually viable for Perish Trap, and he took that and ran. And these two, Screamtail and I'm also blanking on this name. Fuck. I don't know why I'm blanking on so many of these names right now. I know these. Both of these guys back side by side in the Wolf Quick effect. Doesn't matter. In the edit, I won't need a name, I think. This dude, forgettable. Like, Amoonguss is just better and more well known. I like him more than that dude. Forgettable. Fluttermane, that's right. I don't know why. Sandy Shocks is a bit sillier. He has some gravity shenanigans. I think I feel a bit more. I think he's okay. I think he's okay. No. I think he's okay. I think Sandy Shocks is okay. And for Logan, for the edit, Fluttermane. Thinking ahead. You know what? I'm just gonna get the Pokédex open on another screen. Because, like, these are just names at this point. These aren't, like, Pokemon names. Okay, I don't need my stream to go on the side. I only need to be able to read chat, which... Yeah, okay, great. Okay, yes. It's okay. I got the Pokédex to my right. I don't need it anymore. All right. Iron Bundle. I think I like it. Do I like it more than regular delivered? I think I do, because I don't have to say delivered. I think I like it because I don't have to say delivered, which again is the proper way to say that Pokemon's name. I don't like it, but that's how you say it. So wherever delivered is, I think I don't know where delivered's at, so right there, above Dwebble. And we got Iron Hands. I don't think Wolf has used this enough for me to warrant putting it in the Wolf Glick effect. Otherwise, yeah. Yeah, I don't think Iron Hands is cool enough and unique enough for me to feel anything, really. Mid Pokemon. Iron Jugulus. I just prefer regular Hydreigon. This dude is kind of just mid because Hydreigon's just already such a cool Pokemon. They're trying to reinvent the wheel, but you know, it's at the end of the day, the carriage is still rolling. Iron Moth, definitely better than Slitherwing, but not as good as just, its predecessor. The past is cooler than the future, I think. I think Scarlet is the better game. I stand by that. Yeah. Definitely better than its predecessor, but still just okay. Then we got Iron Thorns next. John, you don't need to tell me anymore. I got him on the side. It's all good. Iron Thorns, again, just not as cool as Tyranitar. Trying to reinvent the wheel. Carriage is still rolling. I feel nothing. And then I couldn't even tell you the names of these Pokemon. It took Game Freak 9 gens, but they finally made a pseudo legendary that no one cares about. They tried to give it They tried to give it a Mega to give it some relevancy, but it did not work. I could not tell you these names, and I'm not even going to look to my right on the Pokedex to learn their names, because I don't want to. This dude, at least, is a little bit silly, so he's a bit higher unforgettable. This dude, actually, I don't mind his design as much as I thought I hated it. Still forgettable. And then Baxcalibur, I know its name, but I don't want to. Not awesome. If you ever played Cobblemon, this dude is your worst enemy. This dude is the most annoying motherfucker ever. Bad Pokemon. And then Goldango is actual power creep. I like saying I like him in front of my friend John, who actually hates him. He's not Shadow Realm bad. But they just took the cheese string man and made him gold. The only reason I'm giving him not okay is because I like Wolf Glick's edit where he goes, money, 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 money. So yeah, good as gold is a good as gold is a I don't like that ability. It ruins. I think it ruins everyone's fun. Then we got Wo-Chien. I like it. I like when I get it in random singles on Showdown, but otherwise he's kind of stinky. He's kind of stinky. Honestly, yeah, forgettable. I like his name though. I like Wo-Chien. Wo-Chien's a good name. Is that his name? Yeah, that's his name. Wo-Chien. Right there. Chien-Pao. I don't like him. He's bigger than I think he should be. And I've never been able to forgive him for that. I think he's not okay due to his size and his use case in competitive. Like, I'll give Nosepass. He's worse than Nosepass. Ting Lu though is funny. He's the first Pokemon to make Fissure an actually viable move in competitive, and he's just probably my favorite of the four. I think for Fissure shenanigans alone, this dude is awesome. And then Chi-Yu, I think he's probably my second favorite, but at the end of the day, I feel nothing towards this mon. It's like kind of cool, so I'll give it like top of I feel nothing. It's kind of cool. I like the yin yang motif, but I've never really thought much about Chi-Yu. You know? Alright. Then we got Roaring Moon next. Roaring Moon, again, just another Pokemon that Game Freak is trying to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to. Salamence is already awesome. Roaring Moon, I feel nothing. I feel nothing. Iron Valiant, I actually will say, I think this is probably my favorite Paradox Pokemon. I think he's an awesome tier, but I don't want to be known as someone who likes Paradox Pokemon. So I'll put him like, I'll kind of hide him in the corner. I'll hide him in the corner of awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's worse fan art that could be made about a Pokemon. Koraidon, but Wolf Glick effect. Up there in Wolf Glick effect. It's so cool how he used him. He figured it out. He figured it out. He did a team. He did a team where he straight up did like a Koraidon bullshit and Perish Trap at the same time and made it work. Koraidon is Wolf Glick effect to the max. Not to the max, but he's got my respect purely because of Wolf. And I played Scarlet over Violet, so I guess there's that too. No. Right there. No, I think Corviknight's cooler. No, right there. Right there. Stick to it. And then Miraidon. How do I feel about Miraidon? Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. Because I know this Pokemon... This Pokemon is weird. Because it came out of the bloom. Like, no one was using this thing, and then suddenly everyone was using this thing. I really liked how it came. I really like how it came out of nowhere and became like one of the top Pokemon. Not to say that I like how it was used, but I'm not someone who plays much competitive Pokemon. So I only got to see the bullshit. I didn't have to deal with the bullshit. I think Miraidon is awesome, but for the sake of my friendship with my friend Ty, who does play competitive, I'll just say he's cool. I'll say he's cool and leave it at that. Then we got Walking Wake. This is the first Pokemon in the DLC that no one talked about. Both. Oh wait, this isn't Walking Wake. Walking Wake is... I feel nothing. I feel nothing for this Mon. Same for Iron Leaves. I feel nothing. Alright, that's forgettable. I feel something, but I feel nothing. I remember it, but I feel nothing. Driplin. I like... do I like... No, I like Applin more. I think its ability is interesting. I don't feel nothing towards it, but I think it's a mid Pokemon. It is Diplin, that's correct. Yeah, Diplin, I like less than Applin, and I don't feel nothing, but I think it's a mid-mon. I think it's a mid-mon. Sinistra. Oh, sorry, this is Poltergeist. Poltergeist is just, you know, I like Sinistra more. We've already discussed that. He's already in peak tier. I skipped ahead because I love him so much. Sinistra is not bad by any means. He's a cool little dude with a little knife. Actually, I never realized how he has like a little stir stick. I like his little stir stick. He'd be friends with Roggenrola. Yeah. Okie dokie. Like, Gen 9 has a lot of stinkers. They tried to make like iconic lines. They tried to reinvent so many things. This is the first legendary trio I think Pokemon's ever made that is all flops. 3 for 3 in bad tier. 3 for 3. And in fact, I won't even separate them because I kind of want to quarantine from all the bad Pokemon. The Brain Rot Trio. Yes, I agree. I'm going to use that. The Brain Rot Trio. The Brain Rot Trio. That's fairly funny. Yeah, I just want to quarantine him. I'll keep him in like the middle of bad so it doesn't spread. It can spread onto Chudo though. I don't mind. And then we got Ogerpon. I think Ogerpon's cute. I actually like Ogerpon. I think it's a competitive mon that is used fairly and has customization. We love customization. Any Pokemon with customization automatically gets a boost. And then this thing is just adorable and has a unique spot in the competitive scene. I think Ogerpon is an awesome Pokemon. I actually like seeing it in competitive play. And then, as for a Pokemon, and then we go to a Pokemon I don't like in competitive play. Not awesome. Hydrapple. I don't know why they're not next to each other in the Pokedex. That's weird to me. But Hydrapple's cool. I think I like Hydrapple just as much as I like Flapple. And if I can find Flapple, I'll put him right next to it. Because I think this is a cool take on the Applin-Dipplin line. I think I put Flapple in Awesome because I like his little arms. Maybe I put him okay. I'll start with okay. Flapple. Where is Flapple? Where is Flapple? Because I know I put Appleton in here, so Flapple's definitely in here somewhere. I know for a fact. Right there. Roaring Moon is finally, I think, the first Paradox Pokemon. I think I lied earlier. I think this is actually my favorite Paradox Pokemon. I already told you how I feel about Entei. I think this is a good take on Entei. I think Roaring Moon has a cool, unique move as well, which I really like. Roaring Moon is... Oh, no, he's not cool. He's awesome. Roaring Moon... Sorry, not Roaring Moon. Why do I keep... Why did I... Gouging... Did I call this thing Roaring Moon this whole time? Fuck. Hold on. Take it again. Take two. Gouging Fire, I lied. I think this is actually my favorite Paradox Pokemon. Gouging Fire has a cool, unique ability, and I think actually helps Entei. I think it helps Entei's appearance rather than it hurts. This is a... Awesome. This dude's awesome. However, this thing is ugly. It's one of the worst Pokemon in competitive that I hate. And it's, again, trying to fix something that's not broken. Kind of. Raikou's kind of lame. But, holy cow, Raging Bolt sucks. I did not know this thing existed. Keep passing. Forgettable. Then Iron Crown. Hold on, let me get my butt up. Fix my posture. Ugh. Iron Crown. Again, Cobalion is just cooler. No need to really fix that. Mid. Then we got Terapagos. I think I'll rate its Babby form because it's cuter. And I want to give it as good of a shot as I can. But it's just okay. The Babby form is cute though, but still ugly. So I'll give it okay. And then this is the first Pokemon where I got tricked. It's the first Pokemon where one of those Pokemon or Fakemon videos actually got me. And I will never forgive Petulant for that, because I am a Pokemon fan. Disregard all the times I've forgotten names during this recording. But Petulant is not awesome because it makes me look bad as a Pokemon fan. And then this tier list doesn't have this Pokemon doesn't have the Gen 10 starters, but here's how I feel. Sprout, pseudo peak Pokemon. That's the one I'm choosing. The dog, he's awesome. He's cute. And then Gekwa. Gekwa is just like a it's ugly. I'm sorry. If you pick that, if you pick that, I don't know. You're wrong. You're just wrong. That's a little life pets. That thing's ugly. And I won't support anyone who picks that thing. Sprout peak. Sprout pseudo peak. Dog awesome. Gekwa. Don't pick Gekwa.